What is up, everybody? Welcome to the Megidolaon Podcast, Episode 2. I am Nyarly, your host, and I'm here with Jack's Back, Maka, Gab Mew, and Simply Dad. How's it going, guys?
Pretty good. How are you?
I have disowned that name.
Yeah, it's just Maka now, bro.
Oh, okay.
It's whatever. I'm doing pretty good.
I'm not.
What's wrong with you?
I just schoolwork and other junk. I don't know. It's just, lockdown, not being able to do anything, just making me feel like crap.
Yeah,
We were just talking about that earlier in this. Actually, me and Maka were.
Yeah.
But, so, you probably already figured this out by the upload date, but I'm going to be making this podcast monthly. We might, make it more frequent maybe later, but for right now, I'm just going to keep it a monthly podcast. And I've also had a lot of people ask me about putting it on Spotify. I'm actually in the process of trying to do that, so I'll be sure to let y'all know when and if I ever get it on Spotify. Also, might try to do iTunes if I can. The thing I'm worried about
going around getting something on iTunes.
Well, thing I'm worried about with Spotify and iTunes is that there might be if I put background music in there, I might have to take that out because copyright and whatnot.
Oh yeah.
YouTube doesn't really care, but yeah. But so yeah, we've got a number of topics to talk about today. I just finished Persona 5 Royal about a couple days ago. I was marathoning the game. I pulled an all-nighter. I was up till 6 a.m. trying to beat it.
Bro, you're insane.
Yeah, I know.
That's on a school night too. Damn.
Dang.
But yeah. So I was having insomnia anyway. But so yeah, my thoughts on Persona 5 Royal. I think it's a good improvement over the original. There are a lot of changes I like, especially with the gameplay, but it's still not enough to make me go 12 out of 10, best Atlas game, best Megaton game. It still has a lot of the major issues I had with Persona 5, but I do think it is a good improvement over the original.
Hey, that's good.
Yeah.
Okay, what about the stand? Because I know last time I asked if it felt like it was a brand new game, but since you just said all that, tell me, is the new content good enough to warrant rebuying the game?
No, I don't think so. At least not at $60. Maybe I can maybe see 50 and definitely 40, but I don't think it's enough for $60. At least if you already played the original. If you hadn't played the original, then go out and buy Royal, because with Royal being out, there is absolutely no reason to go back to the original.
All right, because I remember before we started, you were telling me that they sprinkle in new shit in the middle of in the story. So I was just wondering if that new stuff was worth it.
Yeah, I think the best thing that you're getting out of Royal, aside from the gameplay changes, it's the quote unquote third semester. I'm not gonna go into too much detail because I want to save most of it for my video, which will probably be out by the end of the week. But
yeah,
the little sprinkled in, it's the stuff I was talking about with that. It's new features, and then you also got some new cutscenes with Dr. Maruki and Kasumi, who are two characters I really like. But yeah. So Gab, do you have anything to say about Royal? Because I know you just finished it not too long ago as well.
I personally really enjoyed the third semester. I felt like it was a great addition. I felt like it was actually some of the best content in the game, and I kind of wish that the rest of the game had been up to par with the writing on that level.
Yeah.
And the designs of the characters, stuff like that. I don't know. I really liked a lot about it. I did have a few issues with it. For example, the first playthrough I did, I locked myself out of the third route by not getting people to certain levels.
Ooh.
Yeah, not doing certain confidants to certain levels and stuff like that. So I had to find out the hard way. Thankfully I had multiple saves, so it was hard, but yeah, I really loved it.
Rotate your saves.
Yeah,
exactly. Sure. But I did platinum it, so I love that shit. Gobble it up.
Oh, what a gamer, bro.
Oh yeah, and
Really, a real gamer girl.
oh yeah, and also Gab, have you been getting emails from Sony with themes and stuff?
I have only actually gotten one, and it was the platinuming thing, and I guess I'm gonna try contacting PlayStation about it because I deserve my themes.
Yeah,
man.
I only got one too, and it was the one you get for beating the game, which is the one that comes with Haru, Kasumi, and Akechi. But that's what I've been hearing. Like, some people just flat out aren't getting them, but most people, they're getting like one or two of them, and then if you contact Sony, that's when...
they're gonna send you the codes. Yeah. So I have the one with Maruki's theme, Lavenza, and I believe it's the twins as well. But honestly, I would have just preferred. Well, I mean, I like that we're getting them for free, but if it was gonna be so hard to get them like this, I would have just rather been able to buy them. Like,
Yeah, exactly.
like, why didn't they do that originally? They did it. I thought they were gonna do it because like there was these avatar packs and stuff too. So I thought, oh, they're gonna make bank off this. But no, they're being dumb about it.
Yeah.
I'm reminded of Kingdom Hearts and how with the 1.5, 2.5, and 2.8, when you beat each of the respective games, you would unlock the ability to access a special download page on PlayStation Store that would let you download the themes. Now, I will say the themes for the Kingdom Hearts ones were really lame compared to the Persona
they were
5
so annoying, bro. Oh my
They're
god.
super lame and just but I feel from everything I'm hearing, it sounds like that was how you got those themes was handled infinitely better, because it was literally just like a dedicated thing
Page.
it was a dedicated button on the main menu, and you would go to it, main menu for the game, and it would just open up the PlayStation Store and it would take you right to the themes. And that sounds like this sounds way worse.
Yeah. I mean, the themes are good, it's hard to get. And they're being pretty vague
I
about
don't know.
it.
Yeah, like I would
that.
have loved to have a catchy, but of course, I got Maruki's theme has awesome music, so I'm not really complaining about that.
I don't really like the themes though. Like when it comes to the PS4 and the PS3, I think of the aesthetic as like really calm and serene and all wavy with nice ambient music.
Oh,
and
so you
Persona
leave it at
5
the
is just-
traditional one.
Nah, if I had the money before my PS3 or not PS3, PS4 like deleted itself because I accidentally turned it off before, or I unplugged it before turning it off, so I had to factory reset my whole damn thing.
Uh-huh.
I had the PS2 theme because I like that, but like,
Oh,
I don't know,
yeah, I have the
Persona
PS2
5 is
Legacy.
just so loud and busy. I'm like, it's too much. When I just turn on the thing at like 3 a.m., I'm just like, nah, I don't want to deal with this.
The Legacy theme, though, for the PS2 theme, very sexy. I
Just
love that
like-
one too.
I didn't even know that was the thing, but I'll have to check it out now.
Yes, it's so good, and it's only like $6 or something. So worth it.
Yeah. But Dad, to answer your question about like what exactly Persona 5 Royal is, I think it's more fair to say that it's a remaster, because now it's like Persona 5 was on the PS3 and the PS4 version was basically the same. Persona 5 Royal is basically what Persona 5 would be if it was just on the PS3 and it was then re-released on the PS4. Like
Yeah.
Grand Theft Auto 5 Enhanced Edition. That's the best
This is
thing
an
I can
enhanced
compare it
edition
to.
of GTA 5.
Yeah, that's the best thing I can compare it to,
Mhm.
put it that way.
All right.
Yeah, if I remember correctly, like the enhanced edition had like a first person mode, and it had a couple little extra things that were like experimental.
And then they continued
Yeah.
updating it longer after the PS3 and 360 versions. But yeah, so that's about it for Royal. The next topic is some voice DLC for Katherine Full Body on the Switch.
Cather.
What do you
Type
mean?
Cather.
What does voice DLC mean? Are they changing some of the characters?
Well, like, you can if you want. It's optional, but it's exclusive to the Switch version.
Why? Does it just change out like some of the cursing for the people who don't want cursing in their M-rated Switch game?
my understanding is that because the whole point of C-Cat, so this is exclusive to C Catherine. So it's not with K Catherine or any other character. It's just C Catherine. Essentially, what it is like See Catherine is meant to be kind of like this perfect girl, the girl of your dreams, and that like plays into things.
Yeah.
So for Full Body, they went and introduced like I think it was like 10 or 11 new voices that you could get as DLC that fit different archetypes, and they were like different voice actresses or seiyus playing each one, and you could get that as DLC. And for the Switch version is supposed to come with all of the DLC the PS4 version had. And tell me if this sounds familiar. It's going to have all the DLC the previous release had, but it's also getting new DLC. And that's new DLC is 3 new voices.
That's kind of whack. I don't know. I feel like if you go out of your way to change the way they sound to make them sound more like your dream girl, doesn't that really kind of affect the story? Like, it's supposed to be like, oh, this is supposed to be my dream girl, but is she really? Do I really want to live a whole life? That's so dumb. Why
It's
do
not
they do
your
that?
dream girl, it's Vincent's dream girl.
Yeah, but you're supposed to play the part of Vincent. It kind of
Yeah.
ruins the immersion when you can just customize any character what you want him to be.
Yeah, I mean, but it's only in Japanese, so probably not going to get it.
Yeah, there was no way they were ever going to localize this into English. You can still get the Japanese voices in the English release, but they were never going to like dub it.
Yeah, but like I'm probably not going to bother with it because I don't speak Japanese.
Yeah.
Oh, me neither.
I think it's an interesting idea, but Gnarly and I were talking about this. I would much prefer having the one intended voice performance that is like actually super good, rather than a bunch of them that I have no idea if it's going to even fit or if it's going to work.
Exactly.
But only because it's like, oh, now this one sounds a little crazier. This one sounds like, oh, she's obsessed with me, and that she's like, only I can touch you, kind of thing.
Yeah, and it also makes me wonder how much it cost, like them to record that many voice lines for different actors.
Probably mad money, bro. You have any idea how much it costs to get like? Because it's not like it's just like a side character. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's not like somebody who barely speaks, like some Fire Emblem Awakening thing where you get like 3 voices for your character that has like 50 lines in the game.
It's not like Takemi, and like she's a side character. We're like changing, going back through and re-recording everything with a new voice actress. This is like literally the character the game is named after 11 times over.
Yeah, and like, I mean, if you're gonna spend that much money, it's like, why can't you do that on like, I don't know, the actual game, like developing the game?
Oh, did you say it was C Catherine and not K Catherine?
Yeah,
See,
he
Catherine.
did.
Yo, I totally zoned out because I thought you were talking about K, so I take back whatever I said before. That was
Yeah.
still ruins the immersion though. Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, in the next bit of Megaton / Persona related news, yesterday there was talk, or was it yesterday? Well, it was not too long ago, Koei Tecmo talked about an overseas release of Persona 5 Scramble, and everyone basically thought this meant that they were going to be localizing Scramble in the West and that they were going to be handling it, but they were actually talking about the Chinese and Korean releases.
Yeah.
That's really funny, actually.
So yeah, all right.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's about it for Scramble. And the next topic, now we're starting to get into unrelated to Megaton or Persona, and the first one is the controversy with The Last of Us 2 leak. Yeah.
Bruh.
This is a story. Oh my god.
Please
It's so-
explain it to us.
This is so bad. Here, let me explain it because I'm the one who typed up like the full breakdown. It's kind of hilarious. Okay, so before all this, the last time Last of Us 2 was in the news was they had indefinitely delayed the game because of what's going on.
At least
They
that's what they
specifically
said.
that's what they said. Yeah, they said that they wanted to delay it because of they want to make sure the game could reach everyone at the same time, because like with Final Fantasy VII Remake, that shipped in Europe and Australia like 2 weeks before the rest of the world, because if they didn't ship it then, they didn't know when it was going to ship. So it was like a now or never sort of thing. But for Last of Us, they were like, no, we're gonna hold off on this so everyone can play it. Anyway, this past Sunday, out of nowhere, this YouTube channel uploads entire late game cutscenes. It basically explained the entire story, and then a bunch of gameplay segment. And then just huge spoilers. Reportedly, it's from a disgruntled employee who was upset over a payment dispute. And all of this also comes after multiple reports of how just awful it is to work at Naughty Dog with their crunch and stuff. And like animators that like animators don't want to work there because they work them so hard, so they have to get animators who work on like movies and TV shows. And it's like, oh, those guys are good, but they don't know how to animate for a game, so they're wasting a lot of time teaching them, and it's just leading to this awful cycle. So yeah, basically the entire game has been spoiled. And a day later, Naughty Dog released a response, which I'm going to read off. We know the last few days have been incredibly difficult for you. We feel the same. It's disappointing to see the release and sharing of pre-release footage from development. Do your best to avoid spoilers, and we ask that you don't spoil it for others. The Last of Us Part 2 will be in your hands soon. No matter what you see and hear, the final experience will be worth it. No matter what you hear about crunch and how awful it is to work, it's gonna be worth it, guys. This video game's gonna be worth all of the awful
just close your
treatment of our
eyes.
employees.
Don't look at the spoilers. No, the final release is gonna be worth it, babe. I swear. Yo, just close your eyes, bro. It'll be fine.
And in terms of the general response, in terms of the general response that people are having, it is mixed to incredibly negative. People are like, I've seen people call it garbage, edgy, and just not good. And there's some people even wishing that the leak is fake because of how much they don't like it.
I mean, if it was fake,
Damn.
I don't think Naughty Dog would have said anything. I don't think they would have issued that statement.
No. Gav, didn't you? I think you posted on Twitter that like you read the spoilers.
Yeah, I did. And if it's real, oof, baby, that is not a good game. Like, that is going to be awful.
What I will say is like, I'm. A lot of people joke about how The Last of Us is a film and not a game, and like, yeah, I'm really into film. In my main friend group, I'm the one who's like who plays the most video games, but all of us, we really kind of connect over like movies and stuff. So like, I understand that like you can have the most generic story, but as long as the execution is good, you can still make it work. So I'm not gonna like, even I know a couple of things. I've learned some things through osmosis, but I know a certain thing about a character named Abby. I'll say that much.
Yeah.
And from what I'm hearing, it doesn't sound good, but I'm not gonna say it's outright garbage just because I know execution is everything.
Unlike
So,
the
like,
criticisms of The Last of Us, I don't understand, like, not every game is gonna be, you know what I'm saying, like super action oriented. I kind of like The Last of Us because it has all those walking simulator bits in it, but I don't really care enough to look like I like The Last of Us. It's probably like one of my top 20 games, maybe, if on a good day, you know what I'm saying. But like, I don't really care enough to go look up these spoilers, and I'm not distraught by the spoilers, if that makes sense.
I'm kind of the same. Like, I don't think the story is the absolute greatest story ever told. I think the story is good, but I think it's the execution and the direction that really elevates it.
Yeah,
So,
you
like,
can't go wrong with, you know, the people they got. And I feel like for other people who don't usually, because it's like a very American, the first game is like a very American story. Like, oh, it's deep because this guy had a daughter and now he don't have a daughter, and oh, look, this person is his new daughter.
It's a daughter. It's multiple daughters.
I can relate to this because I used to be a child and I used to be a daughter, or I might have a daughter, or I am a daughter. So this is very deep because I remember when I had a dad.
Oh man. I remember having a dad so long ago.
Me too.
That was actually a lie. I don't remember having a dad.
Well, that got dark pretty fast. But getting back on topic, they've also given us a new release date, which is June 19th.
Completely unrelated to anything that has happened in the last 24 hours. We swear.
Has nothing to do with it.
We swear.
I think like the thing about crunch, like I think the biggest impact that the rush development and the crunch time is going to have on The Last of Us if they just release it and it's just a buggy mess, because we've been seeing that a lot this generation.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, I know Sony is like, they're really trying to push it out so that they can get it out before the PS5 comes out.
Yeah. This and Ghost of Tsushima are 100% like the swan song for the PS4.
And then they're gonna upscale it to a higher resolution and then remaster it and put it on the shelf again for $60.
Yeah, like what they did with the original one. Yeah,
exactly.
Oh man, I'm glad I didn't get the original on PS3.
Yeah.
And I just got the PS4 version.
But, yeah, I got the PS4 version actually. I think I bought it in a bundle.
See, my issue with games like that is that you've taken such a long ass time, like giving us the sequel game. My biggest worry for a game like that is that where it's gonna get like a case of the Walking Dead syndrome, like the game where like you care about the characters, but everything just takes so damn long to actually make that like it just doesn't feel the same playing it years later. You know what I'm saying? Like, has anybody, I don't know if you played it, but like, I don't know. It's a lot different like watching PewDiePie when I'm in middle school playing The Walking Dead, the video game, and then me out of high school, like as a whole ass adult watching him finally beat the final season. I'm like, wow, I really don't care no more. It's just, I don't know. I feel like that's going to be the same thing if I ever pick up The Last of Us 2, but from the sounds of it, I kind of don't want to. Damn.
On a more positive note, Uncharted, the Nathan Drake collection, is free for everyone right now until May 5th.
No way.
Hey, I've heard that's a better Naughty Dog game.
Yeah.
Free, free until, meaning that it's like downloadable for
it's
a while?
PlayStation Plus.
Like no, it's not PlayStation Plus. It's
oh, what?
You download it, you own it.
Damn.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay. That's
Like,
really
I don't have PS
different?
Plus, I got it.
Weird.
Kind of want to.
I will say, like, because I haven't really mentioned anything about The Last of Us, that I watched a Let's Play of it originally. Then I got a PS4, started to play it, didn't finish it, played it last year, beat it, and I really didn't feel as though it had that big of an impact. And honestly, I was really disappointed in it. It felt like a pretty bland story.
Yeah.
I think,
like,
I think
if I'm being honest, like, there's like many other scenarios and books and stuff I can think of that are way better than LEX Joel,
Yeah, the road is
The Road. That's exactly what I was thinking of. Yeah, exactly.
I think The Last of Us becoming an HBO show is probably one of the smartest things to do with that series or that franchise.
Wait, hold up. There's a show about it now?
They're developing a show at HBO, adapting.
As long as it makes money, they will do it.
Yeah.
I don't know about that. I'm not trying to.
So people like The Last of Us that much, and I mean, Sony. What are they called? Sony boys. Sony ponies.
Sony pony.
I don't know what they're called.
It's Sony children. Like the fanboys, they're called Sony.
The
ponies.
fanboys, yeah, like the PlayStation soldiers. They say it's like, oh, it's one of the greatest games of all time. And really, I'm just thinking of all the segments of me pushing Ellie around on a little platform in the water, going, "Where am I going? Where am I going?"
Yeah. It's
I'm
really
like, oh,
funny
shit.
because I think Uncharted 4 is just an infinitely better game than The Last of Us. And that's like, from what I've heard from people who are big Uncharted fans, that's not even like a good Uncharted game.
Isn't it like the male version of like Tomb Raider, basically, kind of?
Yeah, and then Tomb Raider became the female version of Uncharted.
Isn't that strange how that works?
That's
well,
really,
I think Uncharted has always been really cinematic, whereas Tomb Raider started off as like more of an action adventure game rather than like a more rather than like a super cinematic shooter kind of thing. I don't really know how to describe Uncharted. It's just good. Shut up.
It's good. Yeah, no, Uncharted 2 is the best.
Is it?
I
Okay,
like it the
Okay,
best.
we're getting a little off topic here.
Yes. Let's go.
Next topic is Cooking Mama. That is a franchise I've not heard about in a long time. But yeah.
What are we gonna talk about? All the different drama that went on?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was dumb.
What did Cooking Mama do? Oh no.
She did drugs.
It wasn't like firmware, like in the game or something, was frying people's switches, and they actually thought it was data mining or something. And
It was.
Yeah, Maka, do you want to explain it?
Yeah. It was like they thought it was. They thought they'd been when this was announced, they promoted the fact that it was gonna have blockchain in it.
What is
which was
that?
Supposed. I'll be honest, I'm not entirely sure. All I know is that blockchain was supposed to do something, but one of the things a blockchain is used for is one of the things the blockchain is used for is for mining cryptocurrency, and people's switches were like running super extra hard when playing the game, so people thought the game was mining crypto, and not only that, but the game was pulled like an hour or two after it released on the eShop.
So that only like encouraged the conspiracy theories even more.
Yeah. And it turned out that it wasn't doing that. It turned out that like it was not mining crypto or anything. That was apparently the
just
game
bad programming.
The game is just poorly made. And now the center of all of this has become the developer released the game, and then the publisher was like, "Wait, what? No, don't know. We didn't give the okay. This game is bad. This is garbage."
No, it was actually there was another part to it. It was that they had actually sent them that game, and it was given revisions, but they didn't add the revisions, and that the publisher was not okay with them making the game, like releasing it without these revisions.
Yeah, and there's like there's like an ongoing like legal dispute about like who the publisher of Cooking Mama is. It's not entirely clear. Like I watched Matt McMuscle's What Happened video on it. He goes into a lot more detail.
Cooking Mama drama.
Yeah.
It's like fraternity court. This is my child. I own Cooking Mama.
And it's not even like the game they made is good. Also, the game they made requires you to post on Instagram every single time you make a new recipe. So like I'm talking like legit log into your account, and every time you make something, you're posting that picture to your account.
Oh my god.
You're gonna make me cry. Don't say that. That's fake. That's fake.
That's what I've heard. I mean, I don't own the game. I'm never buying it. It's actually hard to find now because they stopped selling it because of the legal issue.
Yeah, like there are apparently some physical copies, and there's also a PS4 version.
Oh yeah, the developer announced a PS4 version, and the publisher was like, "Wait, we didn't know."
Yeah. Like.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know if they're ever gonna bring it back, but if they don't, it's gonna be a rare and interesting piece of lost media.
What a way to go.
Oh man. Oh, and of course, once the game came out, and the few people who got their hands on it, that were like journalists and reviewers, reviewed it. Turns out the game's bad.
Yeah. So don't be surprised if they don't bring it back.
Who would have thought Cooking Mama?
I want to see Simply Dad review.
Bad. Yeah.
We need to get it so Simply Dad can review it.
Yeah, please.
Get connected to his Instagram.
Give it to
so
me.
he can
Cooking
post all
Mama
those
and the
foodies.
awful Cooking Mama fandom.
Part 1.
Cooking Mama was like the late 2000s version of Animal Crossing. Now it's just people go like, "Oh, I play video games. What's your favorite video game?" "I love Cooking Mama." Get out of here, bro.
Oh man.
No, but seriously, give me Cooking Mama. I'm down to play that like right now.
Yeah.
It's really bad.
All right, so in the last piece of news to talk about, there have been rumors of a Resident Evil 4 remake by the developers of the Resident Evil 3 remake.
I love Leon. I would eat that shit up.
Yeah,
dinner and lunch.
I mean, I really love Resident Evil 4. I mean, like it's probably like one of my like top 15 favorite games of all time, but I really don't think it needs a remake.
I think it does not either, but it would be nice to see what they got going on, like what they have planned.
I
It'd be
want to
nice
see it like RE2.
Yeah, but like my issue is that being like fully transparent as someone who's super excited, I love Resident Evil 1. The remake is like one of my favorite. It's my favorite Resident Evil game. The one on GameCube, because I just think it's like it looks so good. You know what I'm saying? Like I was super excited for Resident Evil 2 remake. I didn't even know the third one came out. I didn't even know they were making one. Like that's how bad the marketing
And
for
it's
that
really
game
short.
was. Yeah, and so like take a step back. Give us a year or two before you start like talking about like a fourth one. You know what I'm saying?
They're trying to pump out all the remakes to make all that swift, fast revenue because they have this new engine with all the character models already pre-made. They're like, let's just do everything at once, guys.
Yeah.
What really concerns me about this is more the fact that it's being made by the developers behind the remake of 3 and not 2. Because 3 is a good game, but like it's disappointing, and it's only disappointing because it has to compete with Resident
2.
Evil 2. And 2 is like one of, if not the greatest remake of all time. It's a fantastic game. And it does so much right. It elevates everything. While the Resident Evil 3 remake, it is a really good remake, but it just pales in comparison. And they cut so much from the original game that I'm just worried of like, are they gonna do that but to Resident Evil 4?
Yeah.
I don't think they would do that.
I feel like 4 they would want to like
milk
really...
milk the hell out of like how good that was by doing, because you know Nemesis was like originally going to be a spin-off game, right?
Yes, and then they threw 3. Yeah, Code Veronica was supposed to be 3 because that actually furthers the plot.
That makes sense then. Like it feels like it was like I kind of felt like Resident Evil 3 remake was like a formality. Like I've never heard anybody be like, oh yeah, my favorite Resident Evil is the third one. Like shut up, bro. No, it's not.
It's always 1, 2, or 4.
Yeah.
Maybe 5.
Or 6.
Oh, you mean Gears? You mean Gears of Evil 6?
They need to remake Resident Evil 4, then remake Resident Evil 5, and then remake Resident Evil 6. But then the Resident Evil 6 remake is like nothing from the original Resident Evil 6. It's just an entire different game.
you purchase your new copy of Resident Evil 6 remake,
and then they'll do Revelations
Operation
2.
Raccoon City, bro.
And then
oh
they'll
my
do
god.
And then they'll do Resident Evil 7, and then they'll do Resident Evil 2 again.
Oh my god.
Yeah. But
no, then they'll do the full collection on one disc.
Oh yeah.
But
yeah,
but getting back on topic, like another thing about Resident Evil 4 is that it's on pretty much everything. Like it's on PS4, it's on PS3, it's on Xbox, it's on
the Wii.
The Wii is
so
the
do you
best
guys feel
version.
like they're running out of ideas right now, or just feel like they're trying to cash
I don't think it's.
I think it's too much.
I don't think it's so much they're running out of ideas. I think it's just they want to capitalize on nostalgia.
Mm-hmm.
And the fact that they already have all the models pre-made.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like the thing
It's
about
like-
Resident Evil 4 is that like I mean, because you know with the Resident Evil 2 and 3 remakes, that brought those games into like a completely different play style. Resident Evil 4 is similar in gameplay to those two games. So I feel like if there's a Resident Evil game that needs a remake, it's Resident Evil 4 is one of the games that needs it the least.
Yeah, I can agree with that.
And also, like, Resident Evil 2 and 3, you know, before the remakes, they were kind of hard to get your hands on, because, like, the best versions of those games were on the GameCube. Yeah. Most people don't talk about them,
Don't
but
worry.
those are the best versions.
I just want to know, I only have one last thing to really say about this, and, like, we, like, assuming that this is real, we know what the guys who did the Resident Evil 3 remake are doing. But what's the team who did the Resident Evil 2 remake doing?
I'm
Making
guessing,
a brand new Resident Evil game.
Yeah, I'm guessing
Please.
8, maybe. Or
Please.
yeah.
That team deserves it. That team needs to make... They need to be the new mainline team.
Yeah.
Like they're so good.
I mean,
personally, like, I think we don't need a new Resident Evil game. Like, I'm Resident Evil'd out. You know what I'm saying? Like,
some people have been
give
asking
it,
for
give
Dino
it a couple
Crisis.
of years.
So what, you want a new IP like in general?
No, just sit there. Just take a break, you know? Like, spend a couple years. Yeah. Like, don't make a new game in the next year. Don't make a new game in the next 2 years. Like, spend some time working on something good and then release it once people are like, damn, there's a new one coming out.
That's the problem with companies nowadays, is they're so focused on putting something out every year. They're not actually taking time to make quality content like they used to.
Yeah.
Or they'll
Which I feel like a lot of games are suffering from. For example, we talked about Naughty Dog having a huge game crunch.
Yeah.
Like, that's going to affect it.
Or they'll release
100%.
like they'll release this one game, and instead of like working on the next game, they'll just keep updating it over and over and making money off microtransactions.
Exactly, yeah.
So yeah, that's about it for news. So what are y'all playing?
I'm playing DX2.
Hey.
And you're playing Persona 4 Golden.
Yeah. Not Golden. Get out of here.
I thought you were playing Golden. No, you're just playing their original.
I'm playing the only good version of Persona 4, which is the original.
Okay.
I thought you were asking like right now, because I'm actually like playing DX2 right now. I've been.
No, I just meant I knew you were playing.
Yeah, I've been playing Persona 4. Yeah, spoiler alert. I'm making a video about Persona 4. It's coming out in the next year. Yeah, I'm enjoying it, but at the same time, I can see why I've only beaten it once and never played it ever again. Because like, as much as I dislike Golden, the changes that Golden added are, they're so good. I just don't want to deal with Marie. I don't want to ruining my story, which is, you know what I'm saying?
With her bad poems.
Yeah, it's just, I don't know. Like after replaying Persona 5, I should say, for my Persona 5 video, just going back to 4, there's so many things that like I genuinely miss. Like, oh my god, there are so many damage sponge enemies. I'm on the bathhouse dungeon right now, not to spoil anything for those 5 people who haven't played Persona 4 yet, but like I'm in the bathhouse right now and there's so many damage sponges, so many people with tier 2 magic when I don't even have access to that yet at level 25. There's so many shadows with no weaknesses. I just like, give me a baton pass, give me something. It's not working. Characters suck. You know what I'm saying? So it's either like use one guy who has the weakness and then just leave because nobody else can do anything to the shadows. And it's, I don't know. I'm enjoying it though. Like the characters are as good as I remember.
All right.
Yeah, no, the gameplay of those are of the older games, but I feel like that's the case with all Atlas games.
Yeah.
And I'm still replaying them.
Hey.
I guess I'll go next then.
Yeah, you go.
So I recently platinum Persona 5 Royal, as I said, so I've been kind of taking it easy because I think after playing any game, you should take a breather, collect yourself, and I don't know, I always take like a mental break from games for like a week or so, and then I jump back in. I'm waiting for Sakura Wars to come in the mail, and then I found out yesterday that Final Fantasy X-2 is about idols, so repurchase that. Excited to see that. Expect content soon.
All right, Maka, what about you?
Oh, okay. I've been playing mainly playing still Animal Crossing, of course.
Oh, and Animal Crossing.
Yeah,
I'm sorry, I forgot to add that.
Okay, e-girl.
Yeah. Hey, subscribe to my OnlyFans. My boyfriend, I'm doing it with my boyfriend so we can buy him a PS5.
It's me. I'm your boyfriend.
Yeah. But I'm of course Animal Crossing, but I'm other than that, I've been playing Final Fantasy VII Remake, and that game bounces back from like to phenomenal. And
Yeah.
it's like there's some really great moments in it.
I had my feelings about the game, and I watched Donkey's review, and I don't know. Maybe it's because I don't like JRPGs as like he does, but like I'm so glad that somebody kind of agrees with the things that I had to say about that game.
I have not watched his review just yet. I came out when I was at work, then came back here, ate, and then we got in the call. So yeah,
We got in the hot tub.
we got in the hot tub.
All right. So, well,
Clothes on.
so I'm not really playing anything right now because I just finished P5R, and like just like Gab, I like to take a break whenever I beat a game. But the next game,
Well, I feel like you have to when you play like RPGs and you're playing for like 80 to 100 hours.
exactly. I mean,
And people who play like shooters don't understand that.
yeah, it's not something you can just hop right in and out of. But like the next game I'm going to play is I'm going to be doing a no fusion run of Devil Survivor. I'm not gonna be doing a video on it, but I'm probably going to stream it. And the main reason I'm doing it is because I want to do a video on why I really love Devil Survivor, and that way I can get footage while also do some streaming at the same time.
I feel like out of spite, I should do that for Devil Survivor 2 and then make a video about why Devil Survivor 2
before
is
he does.
infinitely better. Yeah. I'm never going to make it before he does, but like, I'm just going to do a video about why the first one sucks, the second one's better.
Bruh.
I like the anime for the second one.
I'm gonna do my
What?
Simply Dad Exposed video.
I know, I'm gross.
I don't know. Devil Survivor 2 is one of the only animes that I've watched, and it is just, it's so bad. It's
You
the
dress up
perfect-
as a protagonist and I'll be the side
You'll
chick.
be the boob. You'll be the boob lady, the nondescript one. But like Devil Survivor 2 anime is the perfect example of taking a game that was pretty good and has like a lot of good themes, a pretty good story,
and making it garbage.
Yeah, just absolutely taking nothing from that and just doing something terrible for like 12 episodes.
I think it has a good ending theme.
It's got, I mean, the art and animation are pretty good, but that's about it.
Oh, I'm sorry.
But so
after Devil Survivor, what's up?
well, I was gonna say we should to question.
Oh yeah.
All right, so I'm gonna start with questions that were from last month's episode that we didn't get to because they didn't reply until after it was over. So A Holem on YouTube asks, which I'm not saying his name out loud because I don't want to get demonetized. But okay, so he asks, which of the Atlas games from SMT do you think needs a remake in order to fix some of the problems that made it age badly so that newcomers would enjoy it?
Persona 3, it's a terrible game and it needs a remake to make it not bad.
Okay, I always say this whenever I'm asked this question. It's SMT 1 through if. It's not that those are bad games. It's just I'd rather play Nocturne. I'd rather play 4. And I want to see those games remade with a combat system with gameplay similar to those games, or just even in the style of Strange Journey.
Yeah, I know what you mean. I didn't actually mean it when I said Persona 3. I think it's a bad game, but I don't think it needs a remake. I feel like it's fine. If you think Persona 4 and 5 are fine, then 3 is fine too. But I feel the same way about the original Devil Summoner, because I feel like when they made the original Devil Summoner, it was a banger, 500,000 copies, and they're like, hey, what if we made this game again? But what if we made it work and not suck a Holem on? You know what I'm saying? And then they made Soul Hackers, and it's the greatest game of all time.
I'm really excited to go back and play that one, actually.
Yeah, I'm getting everybody I know to play that game. I love Soul Hackers so much, bro.
It has
got that Nemissa cosplay.
It has the best girl that Atlas has ever created.
Is it Nemissa?
It's Nemissa.
I have a cosplay of her.
No way.
Nice. Save
Swag.
it for your OnlyFans.
Send it to
Save it
him.
for-
I'll put a link to Gab's OnlyFans in the description.
Yeah.
But I agree with you, Gnarly. The older dungeon crawler games, they don't age poorly. It's just super asinine to play them with their encounter rates and how easy it is to break them.
Okay, put it this way: they age poorly compared to the more recent ones.
Yes. I definitely agree. SMT 1, 2, if those, I think, out of all of Atlas's portfolio, need the remake the most.
If is just a terrible game.
And then
in
also,
general.
we just don't have an official translation of those games.
Yeah. Well, we did with 1, but
iOS.
Not anymore.
Bye-bye.
I still got an old iPad with that on it, though.
No way. Yo,
Yeah.
sell it to me, bro.
Maybe.
Wow. I'll take that as a no.
But, okay. So, next question. what was your first SMT game? Like my first mainline SMT game was Strange Journey. My first Megaten game was Persona 3.
Nice.
My first Megaten game was Devil Survivor 1.
Ooh.
My first was Persona 5, and then my first actual mainline game was Shin Megami Tensei 4, which is still my fave.
Really? Because you're my fave. Wow. Thank you so much for saying that, Gabby. Wow.
I know it's like a very rare opinion, but I still think 4 is probably the best. So therefore,
I don't think so. I feel like people who play 4, I don't know, people who are like vocally against 4 are just like, I feel like a lot of the criticism towards the game is pretty hyperbolized, or it's things that are just not true about the game that are regurgitated. Because like, I don't know, maybe coming from a biased perspective, but I don't really see a lot
I
of
do
the
think
issues that
like
people talk about.
4 Apocalypse did a little bit, like changed a couple things, made it a bit better, but I still just, I don't know, I like the story and the character.
It made the gameplay better, but made everything else
Yeah,
worse.
yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, did Gabby say that Apocalypse made something? But I blocked her the moment she said Apocalypse. So I can't
Went
hear
from
her
being
anymore.
her favorite to getting blocked.
Yeah.
Damn. That's not the first time.
Yeah.
Yeah, my first was 4, if you couldn't tell.
Yeah.
All right.
4, I think.
4 crew.
Actually, I think in terms of mainline, my was 4. And I have like a really cool relationship with 4 because 4 released on my 17th birthday, and it was the first game I bought rated M that I didn't need my parents for.
Oh
So
my
it's
God.
like,
That's really cute, bro. What the?
so it was like this, like, oh shit, like, oh man, like.
Wait,
relationship
how
with that
old are
game.
you that you were 17 in 2013?
I'm 23.
What?
Hey, I would have been the same age.
I was
You
16,
guys are
but
old.
I
Y'all are
ordered it on
old.
Amazon.
I'm a baby.
I was like 14 when the game came out.
Ooh, I'm older than you.
All right, so next question is asked by Door, and he asks, what is your favorite SMT game? Devil Survivor 1. My favorite mainline
Gnarly
Strange
just-
Journey.
Slaps it down.
Yeah. I don't know. I think it's really great because me and Yarley are like have the exact opposite taste from each other. So
Yeah,
he sees things in games that I don't, and vice versa.
My favorite mainline. Well, like I've only beaten like 4 and Nocturne, so I feel like I don't have many options.
Well, when he says SMT, I think what he actually means is just favorite Megaten.
Oh, generally, probably Royal or 4.
I knew you were gonna say that. I knew you were gonna say
I
that.
know, I know, but
I'm
that's
getting in
that's
your
the fun of
guys'
it.
minds. Yeah, I'm getting your guys' minds. I know all your favorite games.
All right,
Actually,
All
Makai.
your guys' favorite games.
I gotta go with what I feel is like the generic answer now, which was probably Nocturne, but it's more specifically because I love the atmosphere of Nocturne. And like just
Yeah.
being in that world is so like
Being in that constant dread of a wasteland of world.
it's so, I enjoy it so much. It's just so dark and dreary, and it's so good. That's part of the like that's a major reason why I think that game might be my favorite, but I will wholeheartedly admit that there are much better games out there.
Yeah, I go back and forth between 4 and Soul Hackers because like 4 is like that's my baby, you know what I'm saying? That's like that's my baby. But Soul Hackers is just such a fun game. Oh my god, 30 hours of nonstop fun. There's not a single point in that game where I'm like, this game sucks ass, you know? Like, because like when I first played 4 and I fight Medusa, I'm like, this game sucks ass. Or I fight Kenji, I'm like, this game sucks a holemon, you know what I'm saying? Like, I think I got really frustrated when me and LaRue and Yarley were all doing that SMT4 no fusion run just for his video for the fun of it, and I bricked my game because I'm basically, I never mentioned this to you guys, I don't think, but I bricked my game. He did Law, I think, so he went to Lucifer Castle. You can still recruit demons there. I ended up with Chaos, so I had to go through Purgatorium. So not only did I have to struggle through Kenji with some weak demons, I also had to do the whole monochrome forest and then realize, oh wait, I'm going to Purgatorium. You can't even talk to demons there. They can't even beg for their life in Purgatorium. So I'm like, okay, game's over. No more fun.
Goodbye.
It's over, boys. Pack it up.
Well,
Yeah. Lucky man.
All right, so Guy McDuffings asked, did SMT ever give you a greater interest in theology as a whole? Yeah, definitely.
yeah, I'd say so. Yeah.
Yeah, kind of. I know a lot less than you guys do, but I mean, I started into the series quite.
I think
Alright.
for me specifically, it was just something I was always just kind of interested in. I think it just made me a bit more it made me want to get more active with it, I guess.
I just kind of treat it like LaRue treats it. Like, these are my fun facts now. You know, like I see like Shiva in a game. I'm like, technically Shiva's not supposed to be female, so Final Fantasy is inaccurate.
Oh yeah, I'm
Yeah.
like that all the time.
I get super mad over that, but like, yeah, it doesn't really pique my interest in theology. I'm not going out of my way to look at it, but it's like if I recognize a figure in like another piece of media and I'm like, hey, I know about this guy.
I learned more about Christian mythology. Oh, I just said it. I learned more about Christianity through SMT than ever going to church. And I have to say, like the lore around Judeo-Christian, just all of that is so awesome. There was some awesome stuff in there that just doesn't get talked about.
Yeah, I mean, like I grew up in a Christian family too, and like, you know, I never like paid attention in church or in Sunday school, but then when I played SMT, that's when I became interested in it. I'm like, why can't pastors their sermons and whatnot like this?
Yeah, I feel like, I mean, I don't want to get into that, but I feel like, you know, going to church is more about like teaching you like lessons about morality than it is teaching you about like Sandalphon, who is like a 300-foot tall cross-dressing angel to the point where nobody knows what gender they are. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
No, I totally agree with that. It's just you're missing all the cool shit.
Yeah. All right, so let's see what questions. Let's see how many questions we have for the current post. Okay, I got 33 replies, so I don't know if we're gonna be able to get to all of these.
Let's just lightning
Just pick like
round
2
it.
or 3.
Okay. All right. Okay, so yeah, I'll just I guess I'll just keep going until I decide it's been long enough. But
Yeah.
all right. Okay, so Sticky SMT asks, which Megaton game do you think needs / deserves a remake most? Now, we just talked about it. And then he asks, which do you think is most likely to actually get one? I'd
That's cute.
say
Yeah.
I'd say Nocturne.
That's real fucking cute, bro.
Yeah, Kazuyuki Yamai did say in an interview that they were looking into maybe possibly considering a Switch port or a remake of Nocturne, and so I think out of all of them, since that one has word on it, that's probably the only one in the near future that might get one.
Mainline is definitely Nocturne is most likely. I think just as a whole, probably P3.
Yeah.
Yeah.
P3 portable. Ooh.
All right, so next question, as asked by Zeron, what will you do after the lockdown has been lifted? Eat out, go shopping.
My life hasn't changed at all, so
Go on a
probably
date.
continue on as I was going.
Try and make it so that the last movie I ever saw in theaters is not Sonic the Hedgehog.
Fuck.
Oh yeah, me too.
Oh man, that was a great experience too. I won't be on this for too long, but my group of friends of mine, we all got together, got drunk, and went to the theater the night it came out.
Goodness.
That was so much fun, but like we also tried to make sure we weren't being jerks in the theater. Regardless, I'm pretty sure someone right behind us moved.
Nice.
But by the end of the movie, we had sobered up. But that was a lot of fun.
You cry.
A little bit.
All right. Okay, let's not spend too long on these.
Yeah.
Okay, next question is by Maka, who asks, how was your dinner? It was Burger King, so not very good.
Oh, that sucks.
So
I would have eaten it.
next question is by Emil, who asks favorite song from each Persona game. Okay, that's gonna take
impossible.
that's gonna take a long time to answer, so I'm just gonna say
Perfect ideology P5 Royal. There we go.
Yeah, just do one song from the entire franchise.
I'm gonna say Knights of the Holy Lance from Persona 2.
Rivers in the Desert, just because that's like the first thing that
That's the
comes to
first thing you could think of.
That's
Yeah,
actually
mine
my
is
That's
mine-
actually my favorite song from P5. I will say.
Oh,
Nice.
Okay.
I like the Round Sun from Eternal Punishment, the PSX version, either that or Nemesis Tower from Persona 1.
And another honorable mention Deadline from Persona 1.
Yeah.
Battle theme from 4.
All right.
Which
next,
battle theme?
Shin Megami Tensei 4, sorry.
Oh,
Persona 5.
That's not Persona.
Yeah, I know,
Hey,
but
it's
whatever.
in Persona 5.
I
Alright,
guess.
Next
yeah.
question.
Yeah, suck it.
Next question's by Arya's boyfriend. Do you prefer law alignment demons or chaos alignment demons in terms of design? I'm gonna say chaos alignment demons.
Yeah, Law Line demons kind of fall under the same races, which are pretty much the same thing, but Chaos demons are like, we repping Shiva, you know what I'm saying? Kartikia,
Yeah.
you got Cert. It's like not even a contest. Get out of here,
Like
bro.
the only exception to law that like looks out of place is the Vile race.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
know what you mean.
Yeah, I'd have to go with Chaos. Chaos just has more variety.
All right.
I feel like
Next question asked by Flynn is clearly disappointed. Which STM games would you like to see? I'm pretty sure he meant to say SMT. Which SMT games would you like to see ported / remastered to modern platforms? I think it'd be cool to see PS2 era SMT games on the PS5 or Switch. I mean, we already
All of
did
them.
kind of we already did kind of answer
Yeah.
SMT 1 through if.
Yeah,
All
they
right.
still bring all the PS2 games to like PS5 Switch.
All right, next one is by a Haru stand. Which Megidolaon do you prefer, P3/4 or P5? I'm guessing he's talking about like the animation.
Devil
I-
Survivor 1.
I think, out of those games, I think it's definitely P3 because it's got like because like he says in the question, it's got like the little balls coming down and they just blow up. That was cool.
The balls.
Yeah.
I don't fully remember what the animations look like.
Yeah, neither do I, so I'm just gonna go with 5.
Well, in P5, it's like a laser gets shot at the ground and then like a little.
And then it
there's, like,
explodes,
explosion.
yeah.
It's literally just Freydine,
Yeah, pretty much.
except white. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll go with that for now.
Yeah.
All right, so let's see. Ken Eminem asks, do you think that Persona 5 Royal is finally deserving one of the best JRPGs denomination because of the fixes it does to the original game? Well, I talked about in the beginning, the answer is no. But I do think it's improved.
I was gonna say, from what I've played so far, hell no, bro. That's just me, and you already know. I don't really like that game, but I'd rather trust what Gnarly says because he's not as much of a hater as I am.
All right, so Sato asks, do you think it's okay to not like SMT/P1 and P2?
Yes.
Yeah.
Just don't pretend
What?
like you do. Just don't pretend like you have an interest in it. That's usually what pisses the so-called SMT elitists off. Like, just if you don't want to talk about it, don't talk about it. Just participate in whatever you like. It's just annoying when people who don't know what they're talking about just say, oh, it's too hard. It's hard to get into. It's really old. It hasn't aged well. Kiss my booty cheeks.
And if people are talking about games to remake and you say like, no, don't remake those games, they're bad. I think you're misunderstanding
That's
why
not-
people want the remake.
Exactly. Yeah, like, I'm not one to like tell people what opinions they can and can't have, but at the same time, I also think that you should still acknowledge that those games are like a big part of the Persona and Megami Tensei series.
Yeah. Just have a little respect.
Yeah. All right, so next question's by Black Priest. He asks, what are your opinions on the state of the SMT/Persona community at the moment? Is it good, bad, and why? I don't know. That's kind of a long question, so I don't know if
I just think all y'all are annoying.
I think
That's it.
they take things too seriously, and there's a lot of negativity projected around.
Yeah.
That's all I'm gonna say.
I think there's a lot of projecting, definitely.
Yeah.
I think if anything, the like the most annoying or like the most contentious is specifically P5 fans versus everyone else,
Yup.
because that's just kind of funny to me, because even P3 and P4 fans that are like annoyed with P5 fans, it's funny to me because they used to be on the other end of that with SMT fans.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just kind of feel like it's a lot of forced hyperbolized aggression versus like not hyperbolic super defensiveness. Like, just leave each other alone, bro. Like,
Yeah,
they
like
don't
why
want
can't we
to.
can't we just collectively say we all have different tastes in the series, all love it together,
Yeah, I
instead
mean-
of being so like,
Instead of faking, just stop faking.
Yeah.
Just be true to yourself. It's literally the kind of game that you're playing, bro. Just
Yeah.
come on.
I like the Megaton Persona fandom because, it's how I met, it's how I made a lot of cool friends like you guys, for example. But
Mwah.
if there's a part of the community that I don't like, it's how, like, if you have a certain opinion on a certain game, then you're either an elitist or you're a
the Twitter
bona fide
community.
shield. Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
But that's just kind
I'm,
of Twitter
Like,
in general.
I don't like either of those people, and I've been accused of being both of them, so...
I mean, you are an elitist and a scumbag.
Well,
and I
when you're a
hate you.
content creator, it's kind of hard anyway because you're gonna
Yeah.
get those that you were this.
I feel like it's not even elitism. I just feel like it's people who like are like, ew, you like blank game? Don't talk to me. It just feels like a bunch of people who are like insecure because you don't like the same games as them. Like I remember so many people got so mad because just the title of my SMT4. But you think this game's a masterpiece? What is
'Cause it
wrong with
is.
you?
The
Come on,
absolute
bro.
State of SMT fans, huh?
Oh my
SMT
God.
fans, am I right? that tweet actually
Yo, I totally
annoyed
forgot about that, bro.
Yeah, it's just like... It's just an opinion. There's no reason to go get mad at people for having opinions.
Yeah.
Alright, so next question is by Maya Amano. She asks, how would you feel if Persona 6 becomes more like Persona 1 and 2 with its story and possibly cast? I want to see them return to that style. Instead of the multiple days and dating that the Hoshino Persona games had, I feel like that would be controversial but semi-refreshing. Yeah, I mean, I'd be okay with that. I don't think they should get rid of those elements entirely, but I do feel like there's some aspects of the older games that they should bring back, like... I think everyone should be allowed to use multiple personas. Like, don't give everyone the wild card, but bring back the whole persona compatibility and everything. Like, make it so that...
if the persona is part of their arcana, they can use it.
Yeah, or like...
Yo, that's so smart, bro. What the?
Yeah, and then for the protagonist, maybe they can make it so that, like, he can use every arcana, but he has bad compatibility until he starts a social link with that arcana.
That would be actually pretty smart. And
that would also give much more reason to actually do social links.
Yeah, and
I
also...
remember I was thinking about ways that you could improve the calendar system or just the normal new persona system, but I don't remember what I was gonna say. I think my only improvement that I'd make is like going into the newest games. I kind of hope that they bring adults back because, my biggest issue is that teenagers don't really have a lot of, world experience. So therefore their problems are mostly superficial. And you see that in these new Persona games. And adults, especially in games like Persona 2, Eternal Punishment, it's my favorite Persona game because the cast of characters there are just so infinitely just more in depth, and they have so many like issues that, as you grow up and grow older, that transition from teenager to adult, it starts making more sense. And I think from what I've heard, the new guy in Strikers is really cool too. Is his name like Zucchini or something?
Zucchini.
Something like that.
I think his codename is Wolf or something.
Yeah, like everyone seems to like him from what I've seen about it. So like, bring in more adults and not just like baby teenagers with no real issues.
Like I was already gonna play Scramble, but like him, he alone is a major reason I want to play Scramble.
Even though he's a rotten adult.
He's an effing adult. Cursing.
What an a-hole on that guy is, bro. What
I know, right?
He ages?
What's wrong with him?
All right. So next question is Fletch. He asks, what things do you think Atlus should do to expand the popularity of the Megami Tensei franchises more? And then he gives examples like more anime or re-releases or whatever. I think one thing they should do is bring back the Shin Megami Tensei moniker on English, unlike for Persona on the English titles. But I also think that, just like more DLC costumes, just more advertising, stuff like that.
I think his question is kind of a little misguided because it implies that the SMT brand isn't popular anywhere.
Yeah.
It's huge in the East. It's just that they don't advertise the games in the West.
Yeah.
So maybe consider advertising the games in the West. That would be sick.
I think what they should do for SMT5 is that they should try to market it to the Persona audience.
And the Switch audience generally.
Yeah,
I think if they market it towards the Switch audience, I think they'll do fairly well.
I think it's going to do well, with Switch players no matter what, but I also think they should, encourage, Persona 5 fans to check it out.
I think what it is they should try and, market to Persona fans, but they shouldn't forego SMT's identity and, try and just change it. Apocalypse... not to say Apocalypse forwent the identity, but in a number of ways, it did feel like it just did away with stuff that was very SMT in favor of something that was way more Persona. I think what they should do is try to find a way that they can still market it, but it should still stand on its own. It shouldn't people shouldn't look at it and go, "Oh, that's a poor man's Persona."
Yeah.
It's not. It's just that people don't know that is because every reviewer who makes a review about SMT, it's just, it's not like Persona. It's just like
Persona.
Pokemon for adults. You know what I'm saying? They're just spreading misinformation about it that I think is genuinely hurtful, because if you tell somebody who knows nothing about SMT that, it's not like Persona, so it's bad, they're going to come in with the expectation of, it's not like Persona because it's bad. Yeah. It's not. They're two entirely different franchises that structure and uphold themselves in different ways. So coming into one expecting the other is bad. It's like me getting mad at Persona because it's not. Well, why are they shadows and not demons? What the heck? Why can't I kill these people? Why aren't my friend dying? It's kind of dumb.
Yeah. But then the next part of the question is, what are things you hope to see in SMT5 or things you hope not to see? Things I do want to see, I want them to bring back the whole skill affinities from Apocalypse. I want to see Persona or demon traits in Persona 5 Royal. I want to see command skill accessories from Persona 5 Royal. Then other than that, Fusion Surge, stuff like that. Just all the quality of life improvements from previous games.
I don't know how I feel about skill affinities, but the only thing that I really want to see is them taking out the stupid fusion accident system. Don't lock demons behind fusion accidents if you're not gonna make it like Soul Hackers, where you can later on in the game get an accessory or a sub app that increases the chance of a fusion accident. Because that was just dumb. I think that is genuinely dumb about 4 and Apocalypse.
Yeah. What about you guys?
I in terms of what I don't want to see, I don't want to see things like dating or social links or whatever. But one thing I would like to see is SMT always has had a very distinct style, but I think one thing they could do to make it stand out more, just in general, but they still have to do it well, of course, is try and make it. Like all of their games in recent years have been hyper style. All their new games have been hyper stylized. I think if they made like SMT5, if that was super stylized in its own unique way, that wasn't just P5 or something, I think that would also do a lot to help sell it. And I think it would also be something just to make it look good, make it look cool.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. All right, so next question is by Augustine. What are your thoughts on if SMT5 comes out and people love it so much that Atlus might consider to make remakes of older SMT games? Jack Rose.
Good, that's
second
what we
twin coming.
need.
Yeah, exactly. Good.
Please.
Please.
Yeah, and you know what would be
We're
awesome
begging.
is if they put like the iOS version of SMT1 as like a bonus that you could play in SMT5 on like an old computer
Or
or
a Switch
something.
release or something.
Yeah.
Here, just
Like in like Doom Eternal, you can play Doom 1 and 2 for free in Eternal if you unlock them.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So, all right, next question's by Persona 4 Ever in P4A Ultimax. In the P4 and Adachi story mode, it was mentioned that both Izanagi and Magatsu Izanagi fuse together to form a great sword, so my question is, how powerful will a fused Izanagi and M Izanagi be as usable Persona? What stats and skills would it have? I mean, it'd be a strong Persona.
I don't make
that
these
way.
games, bro. I can't decide that for you. I'll have to call my uncle, who is the CEO of Persona, and have him figure that out.
Hey, that'd be a good question for Fifth Calpa. He's working on an SMT fan game, but I mean,
Yeah,
I'm
shout
not
out to
a,
that guy.
I'm not a developer, so it's kind of a difficult question. And also I think like we're getting kind of low on time, so from now on, I think I'm gonna make it so that just one question per person. So like, if you have multiple questions, I'll just get to your second question in the next video.
All right.
Yeah, we're still got a lot of questions left. All right, next question is by Neon Neko. In SMT5, would you want the soundtrack to be like SMT4 or more like the style of Nocturne and Digital Devil Saga series, or the soundtrack to sound similar to Persona 3 through 5? I think SMT5 should. I don't think it should be like any other SMT game. I think it should have its own unique style.
Yeah, none of the Megami Tensei games sound anything alike unless it's a sequel or Persona 5.
Yeah.
So that's not really an issue I got. And Ryota Kazuka is a new composer, so he's not going to experience burnout like Shoji Meguro does in his later games. So I don't think that's a worry.
Yeah.
It's going to sound good no matter what.
I'm sure SMT5 is gonna have awesome music.
Oh god, I'm so excited.
All right. Next question's by S.A. Mesmo, and he asks, favorite battle overall in the franchise?
like
Theme or
Like
just battle?
I think he means like boss fight.
Damn,
I'm
bro,
gonna
I
say
don't know.
Babel for Devil Survivor, because that just feels so epic.
Yeah, I think mine probably has to be the Tico twins from Devil Survivor 2. Either that or Raito from Soul Hackers, because they were actually hard.
Oh yeah, definitely. Raito is up there.
Yeah, because it's super hard because, like, you know, the first thing you got to do is fight Kyoji first, and his Vishnu has Mahama on, and the ultimate armor in the game, the Masakato's armor, is literally weak to it, so it's 100%. I can't speak. 100% chance of death instantly if he uses it, and just like, damn, that shit sucks.
All right, so next question is by No De Pop, and he asks, what are some underrated Megaton games? Soul Hackers.
Devil
Hackers.
Survivor 2.
Any Megaton game that's not Persona 5, but especially
Pretty
Soul Hackers.
much. Well, I wouldn't say games like, you know, Nocturne are underrated.
Well,
I don't
yeah.
think I think some of the games in the SMT franchise are pretty overrated,
Yeah,
and
like-
I think
like-
people like What's up?
Underrated from Megaton standards would be Soul Hackers.
yeah,
Yes.
and definitely Devil Survivor 2, because I always hear people like sing the praises of the first one, and I'm like, yo, the second one's kind of good too, though. You know what I'm saying? It has more content in it too. It's just great. I love it so much. Just buy Record Breaker. It's cheap, bro.
All right. Next question by Alex. What Megaton character, excluding protagonists, of course, would you want a spin-off or side story to revolve around, to delve deeper into, kind of like Aegis being the protagonist of the answer in P3 FES?
None.
I don't know. I feel like that Raito guy is pretty cool.
Yeah. Right.
That guy from Soul Hackers? Yeah.
I feel like you could make a couple of games about him.
I think,
Maybe.
but for a serious answer, I think I'd say I honestly don't have an answer. Maybe
I
give
feel
us
like-
another Jack Bros game with Jack Frost.
Like a real answer would probably be like an Akechi story to make him not a terrible character.
But I love him.
Yeah, but he's terrible.
It's okay. I love him anyway.
Yeah, I like you guys, and you guys are awful.
Actually, I got a good answer. It's the Akuras, like the alternate universe Akuras from SMT4.
Oh, yeah.
Those actually would be pretty interesting.
Have like a prequel game about like the JSDF people when the outbreak first started or something like that. You're pretty smart.
Okay, bet next question is by Hayden Musgrove. Best anime girls. We need this.
Dad, you're up.
Gabby.
Oh, that's
yeah,
a good
Gabby.
one. I win.
Yeah,
I'm the best anime
like I said,
girl.
check out our OnlyFans in the description.
Yeah.
They're all
Alright.
just drawings, bro. They're all just drawings. Just not even a real person.
All right,
It's all of her profile pictures on Discord.
next question is by Just Beans. What Megaton game has your favorite overall theming? When it comes to like atmosphere and theming, I'd say Nocturne.
I like SMT4 because it makes me feel like a piece of shit.
Actually, no. I'm gonna say Devil Survivor because like because of just how unsettling that game is. Like you're in the lockdown and you're gonna die, and yeah.
Yeah, I'd agree. Del Survivor 1. I would have to agree with that.
But like for
Boy.
visuals and art style, it'd be Nocturne. All right, next question, Anthony. What are some major differences between Persona 2 EP on PS1 and PSP? Well, I haven't actually played the PSP version.
We don't. We don't got the PSP version. We should answer about the Innocent Sin though.
Yeah.
Like, that's something good to answer.
Well, I mean, I haven't played the PS1 version of Innocent Sin.
I haven't played the PSP version. I've only played the PS1 version.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, there's a band translation, so maybe I'll play it sometime, but
Yeah, just shout outs to Translator Tom, bro. Like, the whole internet did you dirty. Thank you so much for all the fan translations
Yeah.
throughout the year.
So much
especially
better.
Persona 2.
yeah. Then we got that fan translation of Eternal Punishment on PSP, but that's kind of in limbo too.
Yeah.
All right, so next question is by Tar. He asks, Kasumi or Mari, who's the better extra? Definitely Kasumi.
Who?
Kasumi.
Mario?
Yes, Mario.
It's
It's me,
Sonic.
Mario.
We're talking about Maria from Sonic.
Big
you know, the
stupid
one
jerk,
that,
I hate you.
loves.
I'm gonna unleash my persona. What do you think Mario's persona would be, though?
It'd be himself because personas can be they can be famous
Be
like fictional characters.
Fire Mario.
Yeah.
All right. All right, next question. Okay, that's also by Door. I'm gonna save that for the next episode. All right, next question is by Arco. What do you think the theme of Persona 6 will be?
The gas company Arco?
Yes, that's what the theme of it will be. The gas company Arco. I mean,
Gas prices are too high. We have to change society.
yeah, but
they're real low right now. I guess they succeeded.
Yeah.
yeah, I
It's
don't.
$1.55.
I don't
But, like,
actually
is it real?
Yeah, I don't actually have like any, I guess, real ideas for Persona 6 because they're usually pretty creative with themes. So I'd say just do something cool.
I feel like because I've always had an idea of like what the next Persona game should be about, and I think either something environmentalism because Soul Hackers had a pretty good environmental message, kind of, if you actually like paid attention to that plot. But also, I think Persona 6 should probably talk about something like mental health declining in Japan or something like that.
Oh yeah, that'd be cool.
Like themes of like isolation and things like that, because like it'd be like, imagine if they took like a character like Futaba and made her good like and not terrible. That would be really interesting for characters, especially you can delve into like the different kinds of like mental illness and how that affects things like that, like social disabilities and things like that. Not like actual like super like preachy kind of stuff, but like a lot of people, everyday people, go through their own thing, and you should like not suppress that and accept it, like kind of like the themes of Persona.
Yeah.
2 words: birth rate. I think Japan needs that right now.
Yeah.
All right. So yeah, I'm not sure, but I think the color scheme should be green.
Ew, green is a disgusting color.
You're
If you
a
like
disgusting
green,
color.
oh, I'd neck you right now. Ooh, I'd be like, hey, Gnarly, what is that? And you're like, what? Ooh, that's what I do to you right now.
All right, next question's by Weeb Trash. He asks, if Persona and Shin Megami Tensei had one crossover game in which one cast of Persona and one cast of Shin Megami Tensei characters teamed up, which cast would it be and why? I'd say just have, like, maybe 1 or 2 characters from each game. I mean, definitely the protagonist. Maybe they can throw in, like, 1 other side character in there.
I mean, that'd be kind of difficult to do because you'd have to, like, give some of the cardboard characters like actual personalities, and I feel like that'd be really hard to do for Joker and Makoto Yuki and things like that. I don't know. Or maybe you can just have it like a cardboard v cardboard battle, like Aleph versus Naoya from Persona 1.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't think they would focus too much on the story if that were to happen. I think it'd just be like it'd probably be like a fighting game or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Next question by Lemma. Do you think Mega 10, mostly SMT, are edgy as some Persona fans say? Like saying that SMT is Persona's edgy / brother. Persona's edgy / I mean SMT, like, yeah, SMT is kind of edgy, but at the same time, so is Persona. So, like, if you think if you're a Persona fan and you think SMT is bad because it's edgy, it's like, just actually think about what you're playing. Just think about Persona and what you're actually playing.
I don't really think it's edgy. Like, you can make anything, and as long as you do it in a way that's, like, you know, actually, like, respectable, that doesn't make it edgy. Like, I could make a game about, like, no, I'm not gonna say that, but, like, you know, like, just the way you uphold yourself when you create something like that, especially when it goes through like serious topics, that's what really matters. And if you can't do that, like, again, I don't mean to stomp on Persona 5, but, you know, on me, the way Persona 5 does it with its themes and it shoves it in your face and go, whoa, is it this deep? Isn't society bad? That's edgy to me. You know, like something like summoning demons and fighting gods ain't really that bad, especially if you do it in a way where it's not like, whoa, dude, you just killed God. Isn't that insane? You know what I'm saying? Like, just be mature about it. Like, hold yourself with a little integrity.
Yeah. All right.
I think any Persona fan that's like, I don't play SMT because it's way too edgy. I think they need to take a step back and look at how in Persona 3 you literally point a gun to your head and pull the trigger.
Exactly.
Like, that is actually the edgiest thing Atlas has ever done.
Yeah, but it's symbolic.
Yeah.
But it's also edgy.
I mean,
Yeah, but it's symbolic. So
Persona
it's okay.
3 is like, it is like probably the edgiest Mega 10 game.
Absolutely.
But all right. So yeah, next question is by Michiru Simp account. Do you think Atlas should bring some older SMT games from the NES through PS2 era to the eShop, maybe to help tide people over while waiting for SMT 5? Already talked about this.
Is.
Yes.
Yeah, it already is in Japan. I'm pretty sure that SMT, and there's going to be a Namco collection with Megami Tensei 1 and 2 on there. It is in Japan. I don't think people care about it enough in the West for it to come over.
Yeah. All right, next question is by Jet featuring Dante from Devil May Cry. Do you think we'll ever have another PS2/DS era of Mega 10 where Atlas releases mini games left and right?
No.
Yeah,
No.
probably not. I mean,
I
I
think
can
they
see.
prefer to put their resources towards doing that, but for whatever current Persona they're on.
Yeah, I can see, like, if SMT 5 does, like, well enough, they might give us some more Mega 10 spin-offs, but, like, I don't know, right now it just seems that most of their experimenting is being done with the Persona IP.
Yeah, and I don't think they would even do it either, because when they released all of them, it was when they were just by themselves. But now that they're owned by Sega, I don't think Sega's going to be way too excited for them to release like another, Digital Devil Saga, which sold so bad. The second game sold so bad.
Yeah.
They can't really, afford doing that when it's someone else's money this time around.
Yeah. All right. Next.
Yeah.
Yeah. Next question's by Mongi. which is your favorite Velvet Attendant boss fight? Elizabeth, Margaret, or the twins? I actually haven't.
They all suck and they're not fun.
I actually haven't done any of these fights, but I'm just gonna say the twins because I don't like them.
You've never done Elizabeth?
You don't like the twins?
No, I don't. And I've
You've never done Elizabeth before?
No, I haven't.
I have
Bro,
actually
that's your
never...
favorite game of all time.
I don't know. It's just never been something I really bothered with.
Weak.
I did that. I hate that game.
Okay, but do you guys have anything to say?
I've never done Elizabeth's fight. The twins I find were pretty easy, but I didn't do like the first like extra, because I think in 5 you can like go fight them in a side area, but in Royal you just auto fight them.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I mean, yeah, I don't like the twins.
You fight
so.
You fight the other little girl in Royal.
Yeah.
Yeah, you fight Lavenza. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Next question is by Yeet Street. What's a gameplay feature or mechanic you would think would be cool for SMT 5, or what demons older, new or returning would you like to see? Well, I mean, kind of already talked about this. I do think they should bring back skill affinities from SMT 5 and, you know, traits, stuff like that. So that's my answer.
I don't really care about this kind of stuff.
Oh, okay. All right.
I kind of feel like I feel like I would really like the oh god, I just had it at the top of my head, tip of my tongue. Gabby, you go if you have something, because I just lost it.
I just want to say this is not related, but I just got all the themes for Persona Royal.
Yeah, let's go. I actually remember one that I do want back is when you fail a demon negotiation, that old system in Nocturne where if a demon had a negotiation skill, it would come back and give you like another chance, because in Nocturne that is like a lifesaver, because it is literally impossible to recruit demons by yourself in that game.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So, all right. Next question is by Vermin Mothman. How SMT and Persona can work together? I mean,
By holding hands.
Yeah. I mean, basically, like
By
I said
kissing
before,
in the corner.
just have more references to like SMT and Persona, and put the SMT moniker on Persona in the West.
I just think that they should be separate. You know what I'm saying? Like, Persona is like the little brother of SMT, and so many of the things that make Persona unique is derivative of SMT. Just kind of like start making unique, like don't go back to making like unique shadows like they did in 3 and 4, but like start creating new personas or new shadow designs, throw into dungeons, so it's not reusing the SMT demons and things like that. I understand like that's expensive, but like give it an identity besides just it being, oh, it's SMT except you date little girls in this version.
I mean,
you know?
I don't think like I don't want them to stop using like the Kaneko demons for personas and like the moves. Like, I mean,
oh yeah, I know what you mean with that, but like introduce more, not just like, because it's really odd seeing like, you know, artwork from Shin Megami Tensei 2 right next to, you know, Soejima's Persona designs, and the fact that, you know, the personas, especially for your main character, get thrown away like as soon as the game starts. It's just kind of weird, you know what I'm saying? And it just feels kind of weird. And like, I don't know, maybe do something. I don't really know what you would be able to do with the once more system, because I don't really like that either. But like, I don't know, just do something that like separates itself even more. Like, I don't know, give it more of an identity that's not derivative of, you know, the older games that it comes from.
Okay. You guys have anything to say?
No, he pretty much said it all.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I feel like I've been ignoring you, but
no.
Do you guys have any? Okay.
All right, next question.
All right. First. Okay, this is okay. I think there are more replies, but this is going to be the last question I'm going to answer because, you know, we've already gone way over time. This one is by Inari, and he asks, "What are some lesser known demons you would like to see make it into SMT5?" Well,
God, I don't know the.
Well,
I don't know strange demon names.
Well, I did a video on this, so watch that video. But like some demons that I forgot to mention that video, like one of them is shooting Doji. There's who else?
Yeah, bring a lot of the yokai demon back,
Yeah.
bro. Like, and the rumor demons, the Uma demons from Soul Hackers. There's a lot of unique ones in the Devil Survivor and Devil Summoner series
Yeah, like
that are really cool.
Ushioni, he's another cool demon.
Yeah, I think one in specific is Reiko Kashima. Just a lot of the rumor demons from Soul and Lucifuge, bro. The last game he was in was Apocalypse. And even then, he wasn't plot relevant. He was barely plot relevant in 4. He was just a boss in Lucifer Castle. Like, bring him back, bro. They got some significance. Give them the respect they deserve.
Yeah, bring back some more of the Lovecraft demons too. Like, definitely give us Cthulhu and Nyarlathotep. And that's one thing I really like about Persona 5 is that they brought back some of the Lovecraft demons. Like, they brought back Bjarki and Hoster. That was cool.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, do you guys have anything?
I was gonna say the Lovecraft demons. I just think Lovecraft's lore is so cool, and I would love to see how Atlas would tackle so like just any of them.
Yo, whatever you do, do not Google search the name of H.P. Lovecraft's cat.
Oh no.
Okay.
Do not.
But yeah, so that is it for questions. We got a lot more than I was expecting. I think what I think what I might do for future episodes is I might just limit it to 20 questions. Like, it's not because I don't like answering your guys' questions, it's just I don't want these episodes to be too long. So yeah, but you guys, anything else you guys want to talk about before we wrap things up?
Nope.
If you need the PlayStation themes for Persona 5 Royal, since a lot of people are struggling or only receive one email, contact PlayStation support, and they're pretty helpful and usually pretty lenient on helping you as long as you have the achievements.
Yeah. All right. So yeah, so anyways, guys, thank you all for listening. Be sure to check out everybody's links in the description. I'll have everyone's channels and stuff. And thank you all for submitting your questions, and just stay safe.
Yeah.
Wash your hands.
Yeah, I mean,
Shout out
Wash
to
your
you, bro.
hands.
I love you so much, bro. I love you, Luru. Mwah.
I mean,
Do
And
not-
Spencer.
shouldn't have to
Do
be
not
reminded
reopen.
to wash your hands, but do it.
Don't
Yeah.
reopen your state. Keep it closed.
Yeah. Just stay.
The leader of the Reopen My State movement literally today was diagnosed with coronavirus.
Ouch.
Are you?
This is, like,
That's funny.
It's really funny. Don't reopen your state.
Yeah. But yeah, just stay safe, social distance, and till then, we will see you guys next month.
Bye.
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 I'm making a new video, I swear.